Okay, let me start with the plants here on the other room. So I'm not going to show you the entire room because it's really messy and embarrassing. So I do have this like setup of, well, above some dressers, and in between them is like an IKEA shelf and some more shelves on this side. And this one is just like a wall shelf that of course I couldn't hang because, you know, I'm renting. So here's like a mini plant nursery. So there's actually a box over here that I use to anchor. So it's actually a pink grow light during the day, so it's on timer. But for video purposes, I'm just gonna shut it off just so you guys can see what plants I have over this side. So let's start with this stunning one. So this one's a Hoya. It's a Hoya, I don't know, okay, let's start with a different one. Or a difficult name, I mean. It's a Houseplant variegata. So it's currently blooming. Well, it's been blooming for some time now. This one came from my friend. It came from her collection, and I've had this for a little over a month, or maybe 2, I don't really recall. So this one's pretty easy. The medium that it's in is like mostly cocoa coir and some bark. I have a cash pot that I tape because I don't want, well, I don't always take it out on this corner, so. And then we also have this Florida Ghost, Philodendron Florida Ghost that my friend Jackie gave me. So this was like the first variegated leaf. This is the second, which looks like mintier. And this is currently the 3rd new leaf since I got it. So it's just in soil with some moss on the base. And then this one's an Anthurium crystallinum that I got when I went to a plant show in San Francisco. I got this from Gardeneur, and it is currently putting out a new leaf and a second new leaf. So this one's like a little bit weird. So I cover my anthuriums with some moss on the base. I learned this from my friend Plant Dad Brad, I think, on Instagram is his username. So he taught me about that. This is one of my newer plants. Last week I got this. It's called an Alocasia dragon scale. The usual Alocasia that is coined dragon scale is like a baginda, but I forgot the name of this one. But they look similar, but it's not a baginda. So this one's like called an emerald shield, emerald dragon scale. So I have this in some Leica or light expanded clay aggregate, and it's original medium, so I haven't really potted it like permanently. And it's already putting out a new leaf. So this is the new leaf. So this is my first humidifier ever. This is from Air Care. So I did a giveaway with them in the past. Back here is my Hoya, well, my Hoya polyneura that's actually on 100% sphagnum moss. So it's on a basket that I just placed inside a clay pot. And then this is my Anthurium clarinervium. So I've had this for over a year, or yeah, almost a year, over a year. This is the first leaf that I got it after it was dormant for like 8 months, 9 months, maybe a little over 6 months. And this is the new leaf. So I cut the 3rd flower or inflorescence. I harvested the 2 flowers that had seeds like a few months back, and I kept one for myself and I sent one to my friend Hugo. And then I have a Philodendron Burl Marks Fantasy, which is, let me focus, okay, and fit. So it's in a clearance candle holder and it's still in moss and water. I will probably pot it when it grows a little more, but it's just on a floral wire that I did. So here's the current situation on the clarinervium. This is a sad superbum because it only has 2 leaves now from 6 or 7. From last year I had to pot it on a plastic pot because it was drying too much and the roots were like rotting. I don't know, it was in terracotta. And going back up, well, this is an Midrium zippelanum. You know the drill, I'm probably butchering the. So I bought this from my friend Edgar, Plants Are Serenity. This is my first ever semi-hydro, as my friend Kay would term it. Hoya italianaris, and it's 100% growing in Leca, and it's full of moss already because it's been here for a year now. Or no, not a year, maybe half a year or so. And hopefully I will see it flower this way, because the bigger ones in soil aren't really blooming, or the blooms keep on blasting for me. And this midrium, by the way, is still in water. I'm gonna give it some more time to grow some more roots. And let's talk about this Alocasia. It's an Alocasia clypeolata, native to the Philippines, where I'm from. This is, okay, my humidity meter is not working anymore. I need to change the batteries. Get it out of the way. So it's actually 100% sphagnum moss, and this is actually the newest leaf now. So story behind this is, I got this as a one-leaf plant from Hawaii over, well, in, was it November or December last year? And then it grew 4 leaves, and then during spring, it of course died down. I rescued it using, well, I just kept the bulb and put it in moss, and after a few weeks, it started to push out a new leaf, so which was interesting. And this is an Anthurium Warockianum. So it used to be prettier when I got it, but you know, Anthuriums, their leaves get damaged without you doing anything. This one has always been babied beside a humidifier, so hopefully, I just tried this like cakey cloning paste, so hopefully that will encourage this to push out another leaf soon. And this is an Anthurium Water Warrock crossbred with Water Boreanum. So gorgeous 3 leaves, but this one's starting to get old, so hopefully. I also applied some cakey paste on this one, so that will encourage growth. And that's on this corner. Moving on this shelf above is well, these are 2 staghorn ferns that used to be mounted, which I got from a staghorn fern mounting workshop last year in LA, but I decided that the boards were too huge. So I've always had these are wall shelves from, you know, from just a store, and then I just put on some moss and water it in like roughly every 2 weeks or so. So far it's been loving it, even though it doesn't get a lot of light up there. This is a Dischidia Million Hearts, which isn't too happy. Some yellowing over here, so I'll probably put it somewhere sunnier. This was from my friend as well. Look at the pot, trying to do something cute. Anyways, on this side, this is a Hoya rotundiflora, or a square leaf Hoya. This is another Anthurium veitchii. So this one's the newest leaf. If I could just show you over here. Had it for like a few months, like 6 months or so. And then there's a Dischidia numularia, which isn't so happy. So I've managed to keep it happy for like 6 months, but after that it wasn't doing so well, so I changed the medium to moss, but I guess I'm not watering it as often as I should because moss usually dries faster. And here's a Hupersia tetrasticoides, which I just got in May, I think, and this one's really one of my favorite Hupersias because it's growing beautifully. Some Ripsalis over there. I know that the tags are inside the pot, so I can't tell, but I know the one in the middle is a Mesembryantoides, and I don't remember the other name, so I'll try to attach that. This one's a Philodendron melanochrysum, which I got from my friend Kay again. I bought it from her. She trimmed her mother plant, which was growing, so I just did this made-up trellis from floral wire. By the way, this shelf gets daylight from, or supplemental light from this grow light from Saltex Solutions. The other light earlier was from Housebright, and I'm excited to get a wider variety, although I don't mind the pink party when I turn it on, but you know, a wider one will be more subtle to the eyes. This one's a Ripsalis Micrantha variety Villarica, which has cute pink berries. So it has some cute pink berries, and these are all new growth, so I'm excited. I have a small Thai constellation which I got from a waiting list that I signed up for over a year ago. This is a ZZ Raven, and you can see the old leaf is starting to fall off. I'm proud of this though because I managed to make it root in just moss. It's unrooted, and then I don't know, first moss propagation success, I would say. Here's a, well, this is supposed to be like a Monstera radicans, which is still sad right now, lost all the leaves. This is a gold Philodendron bipennifolium, or a bipennifolium aureum. And this one's a sad Decision nummalifolia idioma nubu, whatever, I'm just gonna put the name, it's so hard to pronounce. Okay, this is the fruits of my propagation labor. So this one I started as seedlings, so I actually took photos. I guess I'll save that for a future Instagram post. And they actually rooted, and they're now baby clarinerdiums. So others haven't taken off. I mean, started to grow, but others germinated, and some weed also germinated out of this moss. That's when you use recycled moss. Anyways, I'm so excited to see all of these grow. Hopefully in a year or two I'll have a lot of clarinerdiums. And then we also have this Stephania erecta. Funny thing about this cloche or glass dome is that it's thrifted, 50 cents I think, from the thrift store. So it makes a cute glass dome for a 4-inch pot. So it took a while for this to take off and started putting out leaves, but hopefully you'll see bigger leaves in the future. This is a rotundiflora that I propagated. Funny thing, it was just 2 leaves a year ago, and almost a year ago, and now it's completely in leca or clay ball, so it's growing well. This one's another Cupersia nummalifolia, which doesn't look so happy, but hopefully it'll get the hang of it. This is a Peperomia scandens variegata that is on a Studio M planter. It's just like climbing on the shelf. This is an Anthurium pallidiflorum, which I got a few months ago. This is the newest leaf that I damaged when I was showing my friend some video, and then I accidentally snapped this one, but it's also putting out this new leaf, if you can see over here, and this one too is new. So that's why it has been yellowing, because I think I wasn't watering it enough, and I transferred it back into a plastic pot because anthuriums would like to stay moist. Here is a bunch of just a variety of Hoyas. I think this is a Fiji, I forgot. An anthurium, I forgot the name, but 5 fingers. Well, it used to have 5 fingers until all the mature leaves died off. Hoya Deikie, a variety of Hoya cuttings. My variegated African violet that's currently blooming. This sad stem is my Philodendron verrucosum. I think I'm gonna upload the unboxing, and unfortunately it's what's remaining of my Philodendron. And this is just a huge pot of regular whale fins. This one's actually putting out a baby over here, and it's been 15 minutes already. Let me speak faster. And here's a bunch of Hoyas on this shelf. It's just Hoyas, and I'm that kind of freaky friend that has skulls all over the house all year round, so I get them everywhere, you know, like Marshalls, Michaels. This one is one that I got from a vacation in Thailand actually, and it actually holds my jewelry and some plant stuff. So this is a Mathilde, Hoya Mathilde, Hoya serpens. This is a lost Philodendron pastazanum, which I got as this sad cutting, and then for a few months now, I got it in January I think, and it's starting to grow some more, so hopefully I'll get a full plant by the end of this year. Another rotundiflora. This is a Hoya memoria, and this is a Hoya Fiji. And then over here, well, on the side, there's a mounted baby staghorn fern. This one is actually a variegated lipstick plant, a Hoya lacunosa that's not so happy with me. This is another Cupersia salvinoides, I think. This is really beautiful. And This grass planter, by the way, is from VivaVideo. This one's a Ripsalis that used to have mealybugs. I was using this product that I get from Singapore, and so far so good. I mean, it looks like it controlled the mealybug situation. I'm still testing it out. Some air plants that I got from, well, most are from my friend because most of my air plants died a year ago. Well, since I've had them over a year ago. So they're just there in some air plant hangers that I got from Amazon. Some Ripsalis, my sad Philodendron orchids. Another Ripsalis right there. Another Polynura that I'm happy to report is doing okay now. It started to put out new leaves. It was yellowing when I got it from a friend. One of the greener variety of string of quartz. Another Ripsalis Baxifera. A Calathea latifolia, which is one of the few calatheas that I managed to keep alive. This is my first ever Monstera. Her name's Sandra. So she's grown since I got her in March 2018. So I think I'll have to separate to make sure that, you know, it gets enough light. So, you know, it doesn't get much light from here. This is a western facing window, but if you notice, there's a huge tree over there that blocks the light. So that's for this room. Okay, here are actually some plants in the bathroom. These are the only plants that I could keep in the bathroom. It's super small, but let's start with this one. It's a Philodendron Red Emerald. When I got it, it was just 2 feet tall, and now I think it's a little over 5 feet. And then this is the Dischidia littoralis or Dischidia Jerry that I mounted last week, or was it a week ago, or the other week, I mean. So it got some sun damage. That's why I tried to water propagate it, and it fruited, and now I'm mounting it. This is a Dischidia imbricata from the Philippines, native to the Philippines, and I just noticed one of the stems are starting to rot, which is kind of weird because I keep this dry. Anyways, that's it. I won that from eBay, bidding war. This one's one of my prized possession. This is an Ophioglossum pendulum. I've had two of these, but let's say I just cooked the other one. I accidentally watered it with hot water from the faucet, so it boiled to death. And this one's a more established. This is like a narrow form Hupersia nummularifolia. Yeah, nummularifolia or nummularoides. I get confused sometimes, so it's just here in this glass dome that I got on clearance from Marshall's, I think, and I just filled it with moss, and so far it's been loving it. I mean, there's tons of new growths. So every now and then the leaves will dry up, because if you slightly bend the stems like this, it automatically dies off. So they're quite fragile, and that's why I don't take it out on this post. I just water it in place, I guess. So that's it. Those will be my plants in the bathroom. And I guess that will be end of part 2. So thank you for watching.